Welcome to the deep dive. So, today we're analyzing the sources on the 2025 Bihar Assembly election results. Specifically, we're digging into the NDA's 2025 victory report. And this really wasn't just a standard win, was it? We're talking about a complete political reshaping, 202 seats in a 243-seat assembly.
It was a totally decisive mandate.
Yeah.
I mean, what the sources reveal is this 10% popular vote share gap.
10%.
Yeah, and that reflects a very clear choice by the voters for, development and long-term stability. The BJP emerging as the single largest party is the key takeaway.
And that new equilibrium is just so crucial. It really confirms the BJP as the indispensable anchor for the whole coalition.
Right.
Which ensures that famous double-engine model has the stability it needs for the next 5 years.
Absolutely. The BJP's dominance within the alliance pretty much guarantees policy continuity, which, for investors is just as important as the policy itself.
Okay, so let's unpack the strategy behind this landslide. The sources seem to highlight a really fundamental tactical reframing by Prime Minister Modi. The introduction of the Mahila and Youth formula, the MY formula.
And what's so fascinating here is just how strategically that acronym was used. I mean, it's a deliberate contrast.
A direct counter to the opposition's traditional focus.
Exactly. Their MY, or Muslim Yadav, alignment. By focusing on women and youth, the NDA successfully positioned itself as the aspirational choice.
I see. So focusing on socioeconomic empowerment across the board.
Yeah, across gender and age groups. And the results confirm that these were genuinely vital pillars of their support.
But aspirations have to be backed up by performance, right? The double-engine model promised this economic acceleration. Did the sources actually validate that with any hard numbers?
Oh, they did. And the numbers are really the fundamental reason for the mandate. Bihar's GSDP growth rate stood at a remarkable 9.2% in 2023-24.
Wow, 9.2%. That makes it, one of the fastest growing in the country?
The third fastest growing state in India. So, yeah, performance definitely justified the mandate.
But, while 9.2% is certainly impressive for a state of Bihar's size, did the sources mention whether that growth was evenly distributed, or does it maybe mask some underlying issues?
Well, the documents tend to emphasize the forward ambition, which signals sustained growth. The Union Home Minister has set this highly competitive goal, right?
Okay.
Moving Bihar from its current top 10 status to one of the top 5 states in the next 5 years, that indicates an expectation of, widespread benefit.
Let's shift from that big picture growth to the grassroots. How did welfare translate into such comprehensive electoral backing? I mean, we're talking about tangible results here.
This is where the sheer scale of direct benefit delivery just won voters over. I mean, look at the key statistics.
Sure.
Over 4 crore Ayushman cards were created in Bihar. That's essential healthcare access.
4 crore. Wow. And on the infrastructure side?
Over 1.57 crore rural households received tap water connections under the Jal Jeevan mission.
Right. And what about direct financial support for the rural base?
Yep. Over 73.88 lakh farmers benefited from the PM Kisan scheme, with funds going straight into their bank accounts. That kind of reliable delivery creates a deeply loyal voter.
And finally, the campaign drew this really sharp contrast between stable governance and, instability. The sources place a heavy emphasis on the potent jungle Raj scare.
The rejection of instability was absolutely central. That jungle Raj narrative, referencing a period of perceived lawlessness and decay, it just resonated very strongly.
And that was compounded by issues on the other side.
It was compounded by the opposition's perceived ethical failures. The sources specifically mention allegations that senior Congress leaders were involved in selling Congress tickets for cash.
I see. So when you put that contrast in front of voters,
they overwhelmingly chose what they saw as proven stability. It's not a difficult choice to make.
So to wrap this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? The victory was a clear affirmation of economic credibility, welfare penetration, and political integrity. The electorate has pretty much signed off on the blueprint for acceleration.
And that blueprint is comprehensive.
Yeah.
The manifesto commits to creating 1 crore Lakhpati Didis. These are financially empowered women entrepreneurs.
Right.
And establishing 10 new industrial parks, plus building 50 lakh new homes.
So this mandate guarantees the political stability needed for that kind of large-scale investment.
Exactly.
Which raises an important question for you to mull over. What happens when a state doubles its national highway length, going from about 4,400 kilometers to nearly 8,900?
And at the same time, commits to high-tech industrial parks.
Exactly. Parks specifically designed for things like semiconductors and chipsets. That intersection of massive physical infrastructure and cutting-edge industry, that really defines Bihar's next phase.